Welcome back to the channel, Decoders. This is Decoding with Cody. And today is September 25th, 2025. And we got some things we got to talk about, basically. So if anyone just getting into the live stream, again, this is a live stream. So please let me know to anyone who is in the stream already. Give me that thumbs up. Make sure you guys can hear me. It was kind of short notice, this stream, but hey, Coffee Girl, how are you? Thanks for the thumbs up. So I'm assuming you guys can hear me. And to those of you who are watching this on a replay, hello to everyone, both everyone in the live stream chat and everyone who's going to watch on a replay. Now, for those of you who are going to watch on a replay, this is going to be an investigation. We're going to cover a lot of things, okay? I don't know how long this stream is even going to end up being. So, but hopefully everyone in the chat is also going to be able to add stuff. Again, we have a lot to talk about. So first, let's get this out of the way. My little old channel, and in fact, Donut's in the chat. Much love to Donut. And also my buddy KC Golfing is also in the chat. Much love to you, brother. So yeah, also, I shared, let's go through the timeline, okay? I got to clear the things up. I like to give credit where credit is due because this snake eyes thing ended up being a viral topic. I mean, I saw this being shared all over the place. All right. And I'm going to show you how it was not me, okay, who found this first, okay? But it was me, I think, that helped it go viral, okay? So, and again, it's not about who found something first, but I do like to give credit where credit is due. I am not somebody, if I know who shared this first and I don't share that, I just can't morally do that, okay? So, you know, it was pushed on the internet by the algorithm. That is true, but it was my video and it was the video with me and AJ from Ball Don't Lie. Again, I'm going to go through all the timeline here and kind of put all this together so we kind of have a clear understanding of what happened. So let's first give credit where credit is due. This is not about me, not about my channel. This is about the truth, and the truth is getting out. So that's the most important thing. But I have been made aware of a Twitter account named Scavenge who posted, he's a musician. I don't know this guy. Today is the first time I ever heard of him. But he's a musician like me, plays guitar, and seems like a cool guy. But he posted this on September 21st. Okay. Now, my video, right? If we go to my videos, well, first let's go to Ball Don't Lie's video. Okay. So here's the stream from September 2023 where it was revealed. Right here's the stream. It was revealed to me, AJ, and Rambo that there was a movie called Snake Eyes in which the main character is named Charles, or not the main character, but the character named Charles Kirkland is shot in the neck. And this was made aware to us by a man named, or a account named Bernardo Soares. So this is the star of the show, guys. And again, all credit to God, all credit to the truth for allowing this to happen, because the truth, you know, and again, the algorithm also helped. But I'm giving shout outs where shout outs are due. So we originally found out about this on AJ's channel, Ball Don't Lie. Go subscribe to Ball Don't Lie. And we found about this on the late hours of September 2020, September 23rd. Okay. But the first person or one of the first people to talk about this was obviously the guy named Scavenge on X. So you notice that he talked about the exact same things that I found 3 days later. All right. So Scavenge, he is the first person that I know of, and I'm sure there might be somebody who knew this before, but I'm just trying to give proper shout outs where they are due. So, but then after we found out about this on live, I made a video a live stream in the early hours of September 24th, and I made this video. And after I made this video, 100% proof Charlie Kirk predicted 27 years before, I mean, it was probably being circulated well before. People obviously had known about this. But what happened was, when I made my video, this video right here that says 100% proof Charlie Kirk predicted, this video, the next day, it started going viral, okay? So somehow, my video was the one that caused it to go viral, and everyone started picking up on it. And I appreciate whoever shared it, like everyone was sharing it around. And let's just go through Twitter and just see how popular this topic was. So I just typed in Charlie Kirk Snake Eyes, right? So here's a post from Melissa Redpill. She posted about it, right? But she was a bit late. She was just 19 hours ago. But let's find the account that posted on it first. The first one I saw on Twitter was this account, The Scythe. There are no coincidences. And again, he posted this after I made my video. Like literally an hour, okay? Like literally an hour or a couple hours after I made my video, this guy, The Scythe, posted it. And I'm not saying he stole it. I don't even care if he didn't credit me, to be honest. But he saw the video and he made a post. Well, how many views did his post get? 5 million. And now a big credit to Joseph Aquaviva 2222. Now, this is where it gets better. All right, so this is where it gets better. Joseph Aquaviva was watching our live stream on Ball Don't Lie's channel, and he found out and also made his own video at the same time that I made a video. And this channel, he saw Joseph's post, and he posted it. It got 5 million views. And this is not even the only account that found this. Guys, there was normal accounts who just talk about guns, right? You guys can't even see this video, can you? Can you guys see it now? Let me know if you guys can even see the video. I don't know why it always blanks out. Okay, there it is. Joseph Aquaviva 2222, right? But and again, it's not showing in my picture. This is so weird why it does that. Why is the screen not showing this video? So the most important part is that I saw so many people sharing this and so many people finding out that something is clearly going on here. This is the most important thing. The truth. The truth is the most important thing. And trust me, this is not just man doing this. God is ultimately at the top of this, okay? The top of the ladder is never man, okay? So, but the most important thing is that the truth is getting out. And we had people who are not even into conspiracies starting to question, okay? I saw a video on Twitter of a guy who just does normal videos. Here's this guy. He got 209K views. right? So, and this woman also posted, and there's a lot of little accounts that posted about it. This one right here, I mean, it was just everywhere, okay? I'm trying to find the one. I'm just trying to find like the account that I saw. There's so many posts about this. But this was all, okay, so most of all these posts happened within the last 2 days. So that's why I know that it was me, my video, Joseph's video also. Again, go subscribe to Joseph Aquaviva as well, because his video also helped it go into the mainstream. Because again, I even saw people who normally talk about guns, but not about conspiracy. They were even believing it after this. So I saw some really great, like, people, even normal people, starting to really wake up to something, right? So as me, I just feel blessed that God used me, my channel, to get this out there, right? And all glory to the truth, God, for getting it out there again. But I feel blessed to be I feel blessed to be part of that, okay? So I did see that there was the YouTube channel Enter the Stars also did a video. He talked about this movie years ago, apparently. So shout out to this guy, Enter the Stars. He apparently talked about Snake Eyes movie years ago. I watched a bit of his video on it. There's even news articles about it. Yes, there's news articles about this, okay? So anyways, over here on our little old part of our YouTube chunk that me and the little decoding community have, we actually had some sort of influence for once, and we actually got this information out there, okay? Now, let's go over the elephant in the room. Is the date on the movie September 10th? Did I get it wrong? And I am willing to admit that I may have spread a theory that got it all wrong and made everyone else jump on the wrong train. It was my fault, guys. I did not look. First of all, the screen I was watching the movie on, it was so blurry, it was so old, the movie, that you could not clearly see the 0, okay? You could see, or the 9, okay? So let me just break this. Let me go over this first, because this is also important. Now that we got the shout outs out of the way and the chain of events out of the way, we need to talk about, like, the misconception that I might have started, okay? Everyone was saying 910 because I was the video that started it, and I said 910. I was the video, and Joseph's too, because Joseph had seen it from me, and me and Joseph posted a video saying it was 910 because it looked like 910, September 10th, okay? But let me just prove to you what's really going on here with this, all right? So here's the screenshots. Now, this is my original screenshot that was taken by me and Ball Don't Lie when we originally found this find. Now, of course, I want you guys to understand the improbable odds of all this. First of all, the guy who shot Charlie Kirk was Tyler, okay? And in the movie, it's Tyler the executioner who is being in the ring while the shot of Charles Kirkland happens, okay? And this happens in Trump's Taj Mahal, okay? This happens in Trump's Taj Mahal, and even right before the shot in the movie happens, there's a crazy guy that gets up and starts shouting, just like in the Charlie Kirk event. There was an old guy who got arrested first because he was making a scene. You guys remember that? Like, all the events add up. The only thing that's not the same is the date. Now, let me explain how I believe that the September 10th date was coded into this, even though this was not the date in the movie. The September 10th date was also in this. First of all, the fight occurred at 10 p.m., guys. Oh, yeah, I need to move a comment. Okay, hold on. All right, so the fight occurred at 10 p.m. Right? And here is the original screenshot. September, you guys can understand why I thought it was the 10th. It doesn't even look different from these zeros. Look, if you look at it just from the normal perspective, you guys see how this looks like a zero? Because these zeros over here in the 10 p.m., they also look the same. It all looks the same, okay? So I want you guys to ask yourselves, even though this date is actually not September 9th or 10th, because if you actually get an HD quality video and you enhance the image, you have to literally enhance the image to see it clearly. Okay? This is what I did with this image, okay? I got an HD image and I enhanced the image. But let me just show you kind of the, you know what's so funny about all this is the phrase on the front of the cover is believe everything except your eyes. Believe everything except your eyes. Do you guys understand how my eyes, I believed my eyes, and then this went viral because of it, and it was wrong because I believed my eyes? Do you guys understand how crazy that is? The saying on the front of the cover literally says that. And then I made this video. It almost looks like an 18. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what the heck this number is, but whatever it is, an 8, a 9, or a 0, again, people say it's a 19, but if you zoom in on it and you look at the HD image, it looks like an 8. So is it an 8? Is it a 9? Is it a 0? It's clearly not a 0, I don't think, because first of all, I'm just telling you, this is a joke by the Matrix itself, man. This is not even man doing this, because look, I believed my eyes, guys. And again, what does the front of the cover say? Believe everything except your eyes. And then the big issue with this whole thing was that I believed my eyes. I trusted my eyes when I originally shared this video, and I didn't try to check it more because I thought it was clearly the 10th. So, but no, I laugh about it, guys, because it doesn't change the fact of how big this is. Why? Because I want to bring up these t-shirts. Now look at these t-shirts. These t-shirts were surely made before the Charlie Kirk event happened. These t-shirts have been posted. Who knows how long these t-shirts, okay? Plain decoded. I'm not saying that man is not doing things. I'm saying that there's also a higher power that's joking with us, okay? That's here controlling it all, okay? Man is below that. It's a bit of both, okay? It's God and man. It's all connected, right? Like, there's obviously people doing things, okay? We know that there's nefarious things going on. But to me, the joke was, I know that this is, I know man didn't trick me into mistaking the number for a 10. And then the front of the movie literally says, don't trust your eyes. And then here's me trusting my eyes and then making it go viral. And then I look like the idiot in a way because I didn't trust my eyes, or I trusted my eyes. So I just hope you guys understand that aspect of it. That aspect that I trusted my eyes, and it says right on the cover not to do that, is just hilarious. It's a joke, okay? Now, let's look at this t-shirt. This is a t-shirt on movietees.com. So you cannot tell me that this t-shirt was posted in the last 2 or 3 days, okay? Before I made this video. This t-shirt has probably been up here on this movie tease site for who knows how long. I can't even verify it, but I can almost certainly tell you that this t-shirt has not been here or did not just come on this thing, okay? Now, I can't prove that, but I can assure you that it's very unlikely that this t-shirt just got posted, okay? September 10th is on the t-shirt, okay? Now, whenever this t-shirt was posted, again, somebody put September 10th, okay? So this energy was already out into the universe. September 10th in Snake Eyes was already existing, even if the date in the movie was actually the 19th, right? Which I proved to you that this is clearly the 19th because this was a Saturday, and Saturday, okay, is the night they have fights, okay? September 10th, 1989 would not have been a Saturday. So it really just couldn't have been September 10th. However, the fact that this t-shirt exists was already a manifestation of this riddle. Now, I'm not saying it proves anything more, but I'm just saying that even if you ask Google, it says, what's the date in the movie? What date in the movie did Snake Eyes, hold on, did the assassination occur? See, now it's not even coming up. Hold on. Maybe it was the AI. For some reason, it's not even coming up for me now, but Joseph proves it in his videos. It doesn't matter. The point is that when we searched it, when Joseph searched it, it also came up September 10th. And this shirt, which surely existed most likely before, says September 10th. Now, here's the other thing. This is what I want you guys to understand even more than anything. The fact that this movie has all the right names. It has Charles Kirk getting shot. It has Tyler. It has the Trump Taj Mahal. It has everything, right? The fact that the date on the cover is even able to be mistaken for the 10th is already a miracle, okay? Think about it. Out of all dates it could have been on this billboard, it was a date that could even be mistaken for the 10th, the 19th. It's the only other date that it could have been mistaken, right? Think about it. If this poster would have said March 18th or April 9th or... Guys, there's 365 days in a year. It could have been any of the other 365 days, but it just happened to be the day that could get confused with the date of Charlie Kirk's shooting, okay? Right? And on top of that, when you add 1 plus 9, it equals 10. Yeah, everyone in the chat is saying this. Not only is it also perfect like that, if the date's the 19th, when you add 1 plus 9, it equals 10. So you have your 9-10 again. Okay? And it happened at 10 p.m. in the movie as well. So you have this 9-10 thing. So even if it's not the 19th, you still have this shirt, which existed, I'm sure, before all this. You still have the fact that it's improbable that it would even be a date that's confused with the 10th. You have the numerology of 19 adding up to 10, right? Right? And let me show you this. In the movie, there's also a 9-10 reference. Look. As Nicolas Cage is getting ready to sit down right before the assassination in the movie, he's walking around the corner of the ring, and the first two numbers that you see is 9-10. Of course, it counts down here, but this is the first two numbers you see is 9-10. So even in the movie, there's an interesting case where you get this 9-10 symbolism, okay, which is the date of Charlie Kirk. And then just moments after this, you see the assassination of Charles Kirkland in the movie. So if you put all that together, and again, look how similar the shot to the neck looks as to the Charlie Kirk one. Okay. All right. So we've got all of the important prerequisite stuff out of the way. I told you this would probably be a longer video because I had to get all the shout outs in. I had to clear up the misconception of the 19th. But so now I want to talk about how this all connects to the snake. Why is Charlie Kirk connected to the snake? How does that connect to Trump? How does that connect to Israel? Oh yeah, I forgot. let me show you guys this. Another 910. Whoops. Another 910 is, if you look at this, if you research the casino, which is Trump's casino, all right, and you go and you type in, you search September 10th, right? Look at this. Trump Entertainment Resorts filed for bankruptcy on September 10th. And this was the arena that the Snake Eyes movie took place in. This is the date that Trump filed for bankruptcy. September 10th. Do you guys understand how this, even though the date in the movie is the 19th, which adds up to 10, 9 plus 1 is 10, this September 10th date, you cannot get away from it, okay? So why did Trump file on September 10th? Out of all the days in the year to file for bankruptcy, he did this on September 10th. Now, also, with him doing that on September 10th, it means it was exactly 11 years to the day before Charlie Kirk was shot. And I want you guys to notice bankruptcy. Let's talk about the money real fast. This is all about what's about to happen with the new money system, guys. How much have I been talking about the Federal Reserve? Did I not make videos talking about the Federal Reserve's connection to the Charlie Kirk shooting? Now, who is the head? Who is the head of the Federal Reserve? The head of the Federal Reserve is Jerome Powell. Now, some of you guys might know where I'm going with this. Why am I bringing up the name Powell? How does this all connect? Perfect. Well, you guys might remember from that very first scene in the movie, what does it say? Powell pay per view. Guys, it's all about the money, folks. This whole thing. A snake eyes is a gambling a term. When you're gambling with money. When you roll a dice and you get 2 ones, it's called a snake eyes. Like an 11, right? Powell, the head of the Federal Reserve right now. And again, this movie was made in 1998. Did they know that Jerome Powell would be the head of the Federal Reserve during this Charlie Kirk shooting? Did they know that? Tell me, did they know that Jerome Powell, who got put into office on 2018, did they know in 1998 that Jerome Powell would be the head of the Federal Reserve during the Charlie Kirk assassination? Did they also know that Powell would be cutting rates just 6 days after, or 7 days after, Charlie Kirk was shot? Remember, I did a video about Jerome Powell. There was a Federal Reserve meeting 7 days after Kirk was shot, and Jerome Powell cut the interest rates. Okay? And what does it say here? Powell pay, like money. Pay-per-view, Powell pay. Guys, and it's raining, okay? It's raining in this scene. That's currency, water. There's a hurricane coming in at the time of this scene. And there's, at the end of the movie, there's a tsunami wave. Money. I'm telling you. I know I'm getting animated here, but this is so clear. It's all about the Federal Reserve and whatever's about ready to happen with the world money, the financial system. Money is connected to water. Make it rain, like a money term, right? Powell is the head of Federal Reserve. Pay Powell. Yeah, that's a good one. Someone in the chat says PayPal. It sounds like PayPal. But again, water, currency, rain, a storm is coming. The Federal Reserve, it all connects. Okay? And in fact, the Federal Reserve meeting during this year was on the 17th of September. So it was only 2 days before the 19th, which is the date that's in the beginning here. So again, Jerome Powell, guys. And remember, Trump has been trying to get rid of Jerome Powell out of the, he's been trying to get rid of the, he was trying to fire that woman out of the Federal Reserve, that Cook lady. So again, I think it's pretty clear that this is connected to everything I've already talked about with money. Now, let's talk about the snake. Why is the snake so important? Well, so because I realized that Charlie Kirk was obviously tied to the Snake Eyes movie, I was like, okay, let me do a couple measurements to see when Charlie Kirk was shot, how many days it was after the start of the snake year that Charlie Kirk was shot. Well, look at this. Start of the snake year, January 29th, to the shooting of Charlie Kirk is 225 days. And notice how it was on a Wednesday. Both these things happened on a Wednesday. The snake year started and the Kirk got shot on a Wednesday. Well, 225 days from the snake year to the shooting is year of the snake. Year of the snake equals 225. Guys, we're in the year 225. Okay? Now, what's even crazier is if you go from the Kirk shooting to the end of the year of the snake, it's 22 weeks and 5 days. Is that not so obvious now? How perfect is that? The gematria of year of the snake is 225. And if you go back from the shooting, you get 225 days. If you go forward from the shooting to the end of the snake year, it's 22 weeks and 5 days. And that's the year we're in, 2025. Okay? So how perfect is that, considering Charlie Kirk is now being found in the Snake Eyes movie? Okay, so first, now we're going to talk about Trump. Remember, this shooting in the movie happened in Trump's Taj Mahal. Okay? Now, on the day of Charlie Kirk's shooting, Israel was bombing a bunch of countries. You guys remember that? On the same day as Charlie Kirk got shot, Israel was bombing like multiple different countries. I don't even remember which countries they were. If anyone in the chat remembers what countries, please post that in the chat. No, you're not shadow banned. I don't think I can see your comment, that guy, Richard. I'm having trouble keeping up with the comments, everyone. I hope I'll try to get to your comments in a little bit. But so anyways, Israel was bombing countries on the day of Kirk's shooting, okay? And now we learn that Charlie Kirk is connected to Snake Eyes. Trump is famous for reading the poem, The Snake. Remember the poem where he says, you knew I was a snake before I let you in? Remember? So most of you guys know this. Trump is famous for reading the snake poem, okay? Now, Trump, let me show you how this all ties to Israel, okay? So on the day of Snake Eyes releasing in Trump, which took place, the assassination took place in Trump's casino. And again, this happened in a casino too, like a money reference. But yeah, Trump was exactly 19,048 days old on the release of Snake Eyes. Now, this is important because 19,048 is like the year 1948. Now, what happened in 1948? That's right, Israel was founded. So remember, in this movie, the plot of the movie, let's read. Let's see. Where's the Israel part? Okay, so here it is. He deduces that the sniper was a known Palestinian terrorist, Tariq Ben Rabat, assassinated Kirkland in the movie over the Pentagon's large-scale defense cooperation and the weapon system transferred to Israel. So the movie is about it revolves around Israel. Okay? And again, how old was Trump when this movie came out? He was 1948, the founding year of Israel. So what do you guys think about that? What is that? Is that a thumbs up find? Do you think that's what it's about? You know, Trump being 1948 on the movie release, it's all about Israel. The same day as Kirk shooting, you had Israel bombing countries. And notice that they're talking about the Pentagon, right? Well, Pete Hegseth, just today, look at this, guys. It's breaking news today that the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, has ordered an urgent meeting of hundreds of generals and admirals. Remember, this all connects back to, this is all happening right after all this Charlie Kirk stuff went down. And now some weird stuff is going on with the Pentagon and Pete Hegseth. Okay? So we're not going to talk about that here. I might make a whole different video about that. But this is breaking news today, all right? But Hegseth was also at the Charlie Kirk funeral, I believe. And, but yeah, so that's the Pentagon connection. We got the Pentagon large-scale defense cooperation with weapon systems transferred to Israel. That's in the movie. So now you have all this stuff going down that seems to be like a complete similar plot as this movie. Well, now that we know that Trump was born, he was 1948 days old on the movie. Trump, okay, so this is the important part. Don't miss this part, guys. From Trump's assassination attempt to the assassination of Kirk, it was 424 days. This is big, guys, and I haven't seen, there's a lot of people that have already talked about this. People, much smarter people than I, have shared this already many years ago. But this is a super important number for Donald Trump. And again, what are we measuring from here? We're measuring from Trump's assassination attempt to Charlie Kirk. 424. This is a very important number. This is a super important number, okay? Because when Trump went to Israel and touched the Western Wall, it was at 424. You see? You guys see that? He touched the Western Wall at 424. And now Charlie Kirk was taken out. Now there's theory that Israel took out Charlie Kirk. You think about that. Israel, they're being blamed for this by like Candace Owens and all these other people. And this is the number that Trump touched the Western Wall. Now, why is this number so important? Why did Trump touch the Western Wall at 424? Let's read. Messiah Ben David. Remember, the shooter in the movie of Snake Eyes, his middle name is also Ben. But Messiah Ben David refers to the Jewish concept of a future Jewish king, a descendant of King David who will rule the Messianic age. This figure is glorious conquering king who will restore Israel's kingdom and bring universal peace and lead the world to spiritual utopia. He is distinguished from the Messiah ben Joseph, who is a different figure. But anyways, now let's use Hebrew gematria. Let's go to this channel here. Now let's read. In gematria, in Hebrew gematria, not English, the numerical value of the name Donald Trump equals. What does it equal? Let's copy and paste it. Let's see. Yep. The Hebrew name for Donald Trump equals 424. He touched the wall at 424. This is the name Messiah ben David. Okay. What does that equal in Hebrew gematria? Here it is right here. Messiah ben David. What does that equal? Let's try it. So here's Donald Trump, right? Equals 424. Here's the Hebrew value of Messiah ben David. Oh, would you look at that? Messiah ben David. And again, this is not new information, guys, but this is important in connection to all this. Messiah ben David equals Donald Trump in Jewish. Donald Trump touched the Western Wall at 424. And Charlie Kirk was killed 424 days after Trump's assassination attempt. Do you guys get it now? Do you guys get it? And on the day of Charlie Kirk's assassination attempt, Israel was attacking, which was 424 days after Trump's assassination attempt. So again, let's just to the people who don't understand. I know you guys understand, but to the people that might have just got in, Donald Trump in Jewish Hebrew gematria equals 424. Messiah ben David equals 424. That is the king, the Messianic king that they're waiting for in the Messianic age. And it equals Donald Trump, okay? And again, this is so obvious. This is exactly why they had him touch the wall at 424. Because he waited till that exact moment. Because they know the gematria of Donald Trump. They know the gematria of Messiah ben David. They know the gematria. So again, this video might be even more important to share than my last one about snake eyes, because now we just took the snake eyes and we connected it to Trump, which this is all about, and we found out how it connects to Israel. Remember, how old was Trump when Snake Eyes came out? 1948, right? That's the year Israel was founded. 1948 is the year that King Charles was born. What was I talking about for 2 weeks with Charlie Kirk? I was talking about King Charles this, King Charles that, right? King Charles was born in 1948. Remember, who is Messiah ben David? Messiah ben David is a conquering king. And who met with King Charles? When did Trump meet with King Charles? Oh, just a few days after Charlie Kirk was shot. Remember? This all connects back to this Messiah ben David. Okay? This is the key here. Why on earth did Trump have no King's Day on his birthday this year? Think about it. Messiah ben David is the conquering king who will restore Israel's kingdom and bring universal peace. And on Trump's birthday this year, they called it No King's Day. And it was also the day that they celebrated Charles' kingly birthday on Trump's birthday. And how many days did Charlie Kirk get shot? How many days did Charlie Kirk get shot after Trump's birthday? 88 days. You see that? Charlie Kirk was shot 88 days after his birthday, which was also No King's Day, right? Well, 88 is, of course, the gematria of Trump. Now, Trump is a trumpet. Now, 2 weeks after the shooting of Kirk, Trump was speaking at the UN on the birthday of the guy who wrote the Left Behind series about the end of times. He was speaking at the UN on the Feast of Trumpets. Okay? So this goes back to the 7 trumpets. Now look at how snake eyes equals trumpet. Now let's go to the movie Snake Eyes and let's see how this connects to trumpets. So again, big shout out to everyone who shared this info. Let me find the video here. Can you guys hear this? Let me know if you guys can hear this. If not, I'll need to... Can you guys hear that? Just let me know so I can fix it if it's not working. Okay, you guys can't hear it. Okay. Let me fix this. One second, guys. All right. So here is the video of Trump's or of the movie, the Charlie Kirkland shooting in the movie, okay? Listen to what they say right before. Hold on. I don't want to play the whole video because I don't want to get a copyright or anything. But he answers the phone, right? And what does he say?
Hello? What? Who are you? Where?
There's your eye.
Number. What?
All right. So if you guys didn't hear that, he says, my lucky number. And as soon as he says my lucky number, the number 7 is on the screen. Let me play it one more time without me talking.
What? 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 My lucky number. What?
All right. So my lucky number, and then the shot rings out, right? Right after it says my lucky number. And then you see the 7. Okay. Now, this is in Trump's Taj Mahal. How many trumpets? How many trumpets are there in Revelation? Of course, you guys already know this. 7 trumpets. So after everything I just showed you about Trump and in Jerusalem and the Feast of Trumpets that happened just the other day, and in the movie Snake Eyes, right before the shooting, you see the lucky number 7. Okay. Now remember, when Trump took office for the first time, he was 70 years, 7 months, and 7 days old. Right? That's when he took office the first time. Now, Nicolas Cage, who was the one answering the call there when the number 7 came up, when was he born? Oh, he's born on the 7th day of the year. So Nicolas Cage is born on the 7th day of the year. In the movie, his lucky number is 7. And this is while the fight is in round 7. And then you see the all-seeing eye also. And remember, how many days, what's the day, how many days is in a week, right? 7 days. I mean, you guys know all this. 7 days in a week. But yeah, so now remember, this all connects back to Jewish mysticism, Cabala. So now we're going to talk about Cabala. Why is the number 7 so prevalent in the movie Snake Eyes, right? So let me reshare my screen here for you guys. All right, so anyways, let me just type in Cabala 7. So in Cabala, the number 7 represents a state of natural or earthly perfection as seen in the 7 days of creation in the 7-branched menorah. It is also associated with the 7 lower sephirot on the tree of life, a spiritual structure that details divine emanations. The number is symbolic of divine order, cyclical time, and the potential for spiritual connection and enlightenment. So 7, right? There are 7 lower sephirot on the tree of life. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the tree of life. Again, we started out talking about this connection to Trump and Jerusalem and Israel. Now we're going to talk about Jewish mysticism and Cabala. So snake eyes is a reference to duality. You have 2 eyes, but you have God's wisdom, or what some would call the third eye, which many would say would be the evil eye, right? So right before he gets shot in the movie, you see the number 7, but you see the believe everything except your eyes, plural, okay? Now Jesus says, if thine eye be single, let me see if I can find the King James Version. Where is it at now? The lamp of the body is the eye. If your eye is good, if therefore your eye is good, your body is full of light. Okay, well, where's the part I want here? Sorry, guys, it's hard to find some of this stuff sometimes. What is the the lamp of the body is the eye. Therefore, if your eye is good, your whole body will be full of light. But if your eye is bad, your whole body will be full of darkness. If therefore that light that is in you is darkness, how great is that darkness? So Jesus mentions a single eye. In this case, he's not talking about your physical eyes. He's talking about your spiritual eyes to see, right? Which is your spirit. Your spirit has an eye. It's conscious. It's aware. If you're making your spirit aware of evil things, your whole body is going to be full of evil things. If you're making your whole body aware of God's truth, your whole body is going to be full of light and truth. Okay. The eye is like the spirit. The spirit is an eye. It's a light. It takes in light. It transforms that light. It receives that light, right? In this movie, it says, believe everything except your eyes. And in this case, eyes represent duality, okay? 2. There's a reason why we have 2 eyes. And there's a reason why you always see all the elites doing the one eye symbolism, okay? Because the one eye, of course, it's the third eye, right? But when we see with dual eyes, we're always going to see separate, right? Now, I'm bringing all this together. Because I'm talking about the Cabala tree of life, okay? Now, remember, the movie is called Snake Eyes. And in Cabala, there is a concept called the Serpent of Wisdom. And there's also the other element called the lightning flash. Now, the lightning flash is a descending lightning bolt-like figure that descends downward into the final Sephiroth, which is manifestation, which is the last Sephiroth, which is number 10, which is Malkut. Malkut is the kingdom. It means kingdom, but it also means the earthly realm of the physical realm, okay? At the top here is Ketar, which Ketar is basically the crown. It means crown, and it's the presence of God, essentially, right? It's essentially the pure light of awareness of God. It's God. But well, it's hard to explain. That's what they say. I mean, I'm not going to find it right now. But the point is that this straight line channel from the top to the bottom is a form of manifestation into physical, right? And all these stops in between are different aspects of duality. So this is all duality, guys. This is the feminine and the masculine, right? So these are your twin pillars. But there's the middle path that goes directly straight through. But I want you guys to notice the last two Sephiroths, right? Notice how the last two Sephiroths are number 9 and number 10. Yeah, you could say that Charlie Kirk was shot at Da'at. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that. The neck, okay? The neck is the Da'at, which is the invisible Sephiroth, which is interesting, but it represents gnosis or knowledge. So that's what I'm saying, is that why is this, first of all, what's up with the lightning bolt, okay? Let's just cover this in order. The lightning bolt is the descending path to manifestation. This is essentially Lucifer. Lucifer falls like lightning down into physical manifestation. It's clear. This is exactly what it represents. Lucifer, this is Lucifer falling like lightning right here. This is a diagram of that. Now, there's not only a descent like lightning, they call this the flaming sword, by the way. It's also called the lightning bolt, but it's also called the flaming sword. Now remember, in the Garden of Eden, there's a flaming sword placed at the borders, right? Now, the other thing is the snake, right? So why is this all connected to Snake Eye? Now, remember, Charlie Kirk had a lightning bolt. Okay? He had a lightning bolt, which represents, again, the descending, it's Lucifer, the lightning bolt, right? Now, the snake that descends up, he curves his way up this is what they call the serpent of wisdom, right? And it descends up and a descending, right? So, and yeah, I do want to give a shout out. I was hoping you'd be in here so I could actually bring you up. Widow's Son has been talking about this, okay? So this is another channel I always talk about who is doing work that no one else is really doing, okay? He's talking about the higher meaning behind all these occult rituals. And yes, I did get this idea from him, and I was hoping he'd show his face in my chat again after a long time. But here he is. Widow's Son is in the chat. So make sure you guys go subscribe to him because he's got some stuff on the way. and I hope he's doing well. He used to come on my show all the time, but now he doesn't come on so much anymore. But anyway, he's been talking about the Garden of Eden, and he's been talking about Charlie Kirk and again, just go check out his posts and his videos, right? But the point is that there's something deeper going on here than just what's on the surface, okay? And there's a reason why the number 7 is also showing up in the Snake Eyes movie, which also connects us back to Cabala, right? And remember, I told you that there are 7 Sephirots right here, the 7 lower Sephirots, the 7 trumpets. The 7 lower Sephirots are essentially the 7 trumpets. This is why the main character on the main stage is named Trump. It's all about the trumpets, right? The 7 trumpets. And again, how old was Trump when he took office? He was 70 years old, 7 weeks and 7 days or something like that. Now, going back to this, Charlie Kirk was shot on 9/10. Now, what are the last 2 Sephirots? Guys, what are the last 2 Sephirots? Yeah, it's number 9 and number 10. So this, I believe, is where this Sephiroth here is the Sephiroth of manifestation. So let me see if I can find it. What is the 32nd path in Tree of Life? So the Tree of Life revolves around the 10 Sephiroth and the 22 paths. Now, how old was the shooter that shot Charlie Kirk on 9/10? You guys remember, right? The shooter was Tyler. And remember, Tyler guards the Masonic Lodge. And this looks a lot like a Masonic tracing board. Right? This looks a lot like a Masonic tracing board. And because in the Masonic tracing board, you have the Jacob's ladder or the blazing star right here. And you have the 2 pillars. This is Joachim and Boaz. These 2 pillars on the side. Now, the 9/10 is the date that he was shot. These are the last 2 Sephirots. And in between that is the path number 32. Now, Charlie Kirk was in his 32nd year of life. In fact, Charlie Kirk will turn 32 years old on his birthday in a couple weeks. So I want you guys to think about how this might actually be all about a Kabbalistic riddle of the Tree of Life. 9/10 is the date of his shooting. He was about to turn 32. And the path that goes between Sephiroths 9 and 10 is path 32. Let me know what you guys think of that. You think that's out of nowhere? Do you think that's just kind of, am I stretching that? Is it a coincidence that Charlie Kirk was shot on 9/10? He has the lightning bolt, which is the lightning bolt is the descending pattern on the Tree of Life. You see this? This is the lightning bolt. It descends down. The last point is 9, 10, and 32. And these are the numbers associated with the death of Kirk. He dies on 9/10 in his 32nd year of life. Okay. Yeah, and the theory is that it was that the guy who, the theory that's going around is that the guy who shot him was a Mossad agent, Israel. So, I mean, you have the Israel thing here. You have the Jewish connection. You have the perfect tie-in with the snake eyes, right? The lightning bolt, and also the 9/10 and the 32. And how many days did Kirk get shot before his birthday? It was 34, but it would have been interesting if it was 32. Yeah, it was 34 days before his birthday. But anyway, here's the two other pictures. Here's the lightning bolt, the descending. Here's the snake, the ascending. So in the beginning, in the beginning of Genesis, it says the snake was at the tree. This is the tree of life, and there's a snake on it. Okay. Now here's another interesting addition. Considering everything I already shared about the 424, how in Hebrew gematria, Messiah ben David equals 424, like Donald Trump, and Donald Trump's assassination was 424 days before Kirk's. Okay, and he touched the wall, Western Wall, at 424. Okay. Now, if you go from the day that Trump touched the Western Wall at 424 to the Charlie Kirk thing, it's 3,033 days. So I thought that was interesting. 333. Like 3 threes, right? And we know that Trump, he's born 333 days after the Trinity test. Okay? So again, this is all connected to this Jewish Messiah thing, the Jerusalem, the Cabala. All right. I've kind of covered all those topics here, but I really wanted to lay all those things out. And there's probably a lot more. Please hit those likes. There's 300 of you. If you guys enjoyed the content, please hit those likes. And also, big shout out to all the people who are helping to spread the awareness of things. And again, big shout out to, first of all, the person who originally shared this stuff, whoever it was that found this first, I don't know, but I gave you in the beginning of this video, I gave the proper shout outs, and I covered the misconception of the date of the snake eyes. And I talked about the Jewish connection. Let me just take this over here so you guys can see. I'll have this all together. We're going to take comments and questions, and we're going to hang out for a bit. So any of you who have anything else to add, please drop that in the comments right now. And if you guys have any observations, or if you guys have any questions. So I got my eyes on the chat. Thank you, Ray, for subscribing. Also, thank you to all the new subscribers. I have a lot of new subscribers. And to all those people that wonder why I'm always so excited, I don't know. I don't know why I'm always so excited. I just like what I do. Yeah, Donald Trump was inaugurated 70 years, 7 months, and 7 days of his life. That's right. Charlie Kirk died 271 days from the anniversary of the creation of Mossad, 3 months and 3 days from the upcoming anniversary. That's a good one. When is the anniversary? December 13th, huh? Look at that. Mossad equals 17. Now, there's a lot I could have said about the 17. because 17 is the 7th prime. And again, I talked about 7. But I believe Israel has the, let me see what the full name actually equals. Let's see what it equals in Hebrew. In Hebrew, oh, interesting. 1133. I get that's the full gematria of Mossad. I mean, I just think it's interesting that it's 1133, like the two master numbers. For want of strategy, an army falls, but victory comes from much planning. Proverbs 11:14. So 11:14 is the birthday of King Charles. That's interesting. You know, I've never looked. I think that I'll have to look more into this, and maybe I'll find something and do a video on it. But let's just look from the founding date, December 13th, 1949. 75 years ago. It's a big number. December 13th. Oh, look at that. Guys, Mossad was founded in lunation 333. How many days was in between Trump's wall touch and the Kirk thing, the 333? And Mossad was founded when the moon was in lunation 333. That's interesting. Oh, wow. Look. Wow. Wow. I got that date right, didn't I? Wow. I'm speechless. 27,666 days. You guys see what I've got here? Do you guys know what I just did, right? Mossad, from Mossad's founding date to the Charlie Kirk thing is 27,666 days. And okay, so when you say this number, you say 27,000, right? 666. Well, what's 27? 27 is 9 plus 9 plus 9. So think about it, guys. 27,666. 27 is 9 plus 9 plus 9. So you guys understand how crazy that is? 999 is 27 and 666. Yeah, 9's upside down or 6's. That's right. 27 is 9 plus 9 plus 9. It's also 3 cubed, like 33. 27 is a huge number. 3 cubed, 3, 3. And it's 9 plus 9 plus 9. So yeah, you got that, and you got Mossad. So that's big. We've already found a lot of 666s in connection to Charlie Kirk. Joseph had found a bunch of those. Shout out to Joseph. But wow, that's a good find on the fly. I'm glad I did that. Somebody says JFK was shot 11 months, 9 days after the Mossad. Wow. Interesting. Yeah, I should probably talk about this as well. In the movie Snake Eyes, Jezebel website, there's a storm called Jezebel. And Jezebel is the website that put a curse on Kirk. You know, I didn't really read into that, but let's see if we can pull that up. Jezebel. Charlie Kirk. Erica Kirk was rattled when Jezebel put Etsy curse on Charlie. Rattled like a rattlesnake? Yeah, and again, if you guys watch the beginning of the movie, Snake Eyes, and people were saying that Erica Kirk looked like she had kind of reptilian eyes. I mean, I didn't really see it necessarily. In some of the photos I see it, but in some of the ones I don't. Like a rattlesnake? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Rattled, like a rattlesnake. But yeah, Jezebel is in the Snake Eyes movie, and then people were saying that she had this Snake Eyes vibe. And Jezebel, what does Jezebel equal? Jezebel. Jezebel equals the snake, which is the poem that Trump read. So there's some 29s here. And 29 is interesting because Charlie Kirk was shot on 10/9. 109 is the 29th prime. So there's that. But it is interesting because Trump read the snake poem, which equals 29. There's other things that equals 29 right now that's slipping my mind, but that's interesting. It's not like proof of anything, but somebody says I have to watch her speech. Her eyes are creepy in the video. Okay, I'll have to watch more of her speech. I think I watched it, but I wasn't focusing on her eyes. Yeah, but if there's really something going on with her eyes, then isn't it perfect that the movie Snake Eyes is connected? Yeah, they're all actors. Yep. Yeah, beguiled. I'm just reading your comments, guys. There's a hurricane headed to New York named Roberto. Really? Is there really a hurricane? I don't. I mean, I don't know if anyone knows about hurricanes. I haven't been keeping up with the hurricanes, but usually now is the time of the year where we get hurricanes. So, but again, guys, I want to thank everyone for being here. I'm just trying to get through all your comments. Yeah, a lot of people were mentioning how her eyes looked. I mean, who knows if they're actually married or not? I don't know. They probably are married, but anything else? What's up to Chris Holding, another buddy of mine? He's in the chat. He was looking for an earthquake or a plane crash today. Well, today is a day leaving 97 days in the year, and tsunami equals 97, plane crash equals 97. 97 is the 25th prime. We're in the year 2025. $919 is the 157th prime. Yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah, and don't forget, considering this all connects to Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage was in National Treasure. He was in the movie Knowing, about the end of the world. Nicolas Cage has, of course, been in a lot of important movies. Joseph says, did I mention the TR initials? Yeah. Or no, I didn't really, did I? So, guys, just to reiterate, did you see how the fight in the movie was Tyler versus Ruiz? TR? Well, the name of the shooter was Tyler Robinson, TR. So is that another coincidence that the fight that's taking place during the shooting in the movie is T versus R, and the shooter is named Tyler Robinson, which is TR? And the shooter in the movie, his name is Tariq Rabat, TR. Tariq Rabat. So TR is the shooter as well, just like Tyler Robinson. So even the initials point us to this connection. Look at that. Tariq Rabat equals assassin. How about that? What is the chance, guys? The assassin in the movie, his name equals assassin. Out of all things it could equal. I mean, that just shows that they probably use some gematria in their coding sometimes. Assassin is in the movie is Tariq Rabat, and that's the same gematria. Yeah, and Orem in Utah, right? Or Utah is Orem, Utah equals 101. That's right. So 101, Orem, Utah, assassin, Tariq Rabat, the assassin in the movie. Thank you for the also, I need to go back and give another shout out to whoever. I'll tell you guys that the best place to support me is not through YouTube, because YouTube takes 40% of the funds. So the best place to support me is Buy Me a Coffee, which I'll drop the link in there if anyone wants to support the channel. I prefer that people don't use YouTube because you're literally wasting your money. And I don't want you guys to waste your money. So there's the comment. If you guys want to really donate where the money doesn't get taken from YouTube, then that's the link right there. Okay. I need to make a post for all the new subscribers. I do not like when people donate and then YouTube takes 40% of their money. Like, it's ridiculous. So thank you to Jamie White for becoming a member, but I'm just letting you know for the future reference that it's best to donate to my Buy Me a Coffee. Because I really do care about your guys' money. If you guys are being nice enough to donate to me, I don't want people to be wasting their money. I really don't. And I appreciate it. But also, people were saying that Aurum is like Rome. Aurum means dragon? Really? Does Aurum mean dragon? Hello? Testing 1, 2. Can you guys hear me? You guys can hear me now? Everything's frozen. Oh, wow. So Aurum means serpent. Guys, subtly. Oh, my goodness. Guys, this is perfect. Aurum Utah means subtly or crafty or serpent. It literally means the serpent in the garden. People just said it meant dragon, but it means subtly, which is the serpent in the garden. Wow. This just brings it all together, doesn't it? It literally subtly or craftiness. What is the snake in the Garden of Eden? They say he's subtle, right? Subtle, right? This is crazy. People say that they can't hear me now. Can you guys hear me now? Okay, I think it might be about time to wrap it up because it seems like the stream is going haywire. I think there's something going on with the connection or something. But yeah, guys, we just found something huge at the end. At the end of this, we found something huge. Literally, Aurum Utah means the serpent, the subtle serpent. Wow. Like, this is crazy. Did anyone else share this? I'm sure somebody else saw this already. I cannot be the first one to make this, but I'd never seen anyone talking about it. Yeah, it's something going on with YouTube or something too. But anyway, guys, let's end it there. Let's end it with that amazing find with this Aurum Utah. Aurum can refer to the Latin word for I pray, the surname of a city in Utah named after the railroad, or a Hebrew word meaning subtly or craftiness. The meaning depends on the context of the word. Also has origins in English, possibly derived from Aurum, which is a serpent or a dragon. So, wow, the serpent and the subtle right in there. Subtle serpent equals 176, huh? Wow. Yeah, thank you guys for coming. I'm going to start wrapping this up. But to all the people who, again, guys, we did it. We made something go viral. Well, the algorithm helped us with that, I'm sure. But share this stuff and to have you a part of the journey. So if you guys enjoyed the stream, please hit the like button on your way out. And as always, I'll see you guys again in a few days, and we'll see what happens coming up on next week with all this military stuff. But until then, have a great rest of your day, and God bless you all, and we'll see you guys in the next decode.